What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video, Jordan Stolz YouTube channel. Today's another day of farm work, of course, here on Stolz Farm Incorporated. It's still winter, middle of January. Snow's not that plentiful. We're gonna get some rain today, which might hinder some of our outside projects. So we have some odd jobs to do today. I'll explain what we're doing as we do it, and I'll film what a typical day of work looks like in the middle of winter on a farm where it gets very cold in the winter. Of course, we're not doing anything in the fields, but we are going to do some little tweaking things here and there, like organizing a shed, maybe put some speakers in a tractor so we have some jamming tunes this next spring, and little stuff like that, shop stuff and some maintenance. So taking you guys along with me for the ride today. Thank you for watching another one. Roll the intro and let's get started. Piper, you want to go to work? Come on. Come on, girl. Let's go to work. Well, guys, I guess I lied. I am out in the field, but not for the purpose of actually working the dirt, growing crops or anything like that. I'm just out here to assess the situation. So this piece of equipment behind me here is the harrow. Really cool thing that we can pull behind the tractor, smooth out the dirt and kind of work it while going a lot faster, not actually being dug into the soil. It's a great thing to do after plowing a field to kind of smooth it out so it's not so rough to plant on. You can see all of these teeth here. There's tons of them. And all of these are pretty big, as you can see, compared to me. And there's a lot of these teeth on this whole unit. So these do have to be replaced once in a while. They're pretty expensive to replace everything. It's a lot of metal. But we are gonna kind of see how far away we are from needing to replace them. I'm gonna measure the length of the teeth and see what like the longest is and the shortest is, and also count how many there are. So if we have to buy a whole load of new teeth, we'll know how many to get. Time to bust out the math skills and figure this out. Okay, each one of these little sections has 25 teeth on it. 5 rows of 5 teeth each, and there's 7 sections. So we got 175 teeth for this whole thing, if my math is right. Hopefully it is. So now I'm just gonna take the tape measure. We're gonna measure a bad one and a good one and kind of see what the difference is, how far some are worn down. Here's an example of a good one, because we got a lot of this chrome right here left. About 25 inches for a good one. I would say a bad one would be something like this one, where there's not much left, or even this one is even worse. There's no chrome left. And that one's about 22.5 inches. So 175 teeth, 25 inches for the good teeth, 22.5 inches for the bad teeth. That should give us the numbers we need. Next up, we actually called into the shop, which is about 45 minutes away, 50 minutes away, that repairs the semis, and we have to do some work on the Kenworth truck this winter. Needs a radiator replaced. That radiator is going to be into the shop in the next day or so. So today's really nice, in the 40s. It's going to rain tonight, snow the next day. So we're probably going to be taking the truck into town to get it dropped off for that repair, and that should be done early next week. But we got to take it in. I got to give a ride back as the truck's going to be dropped off. And then, as I mentioned in the last video, we did sell the Heston disc, and the guy's coming to pick that up this afternoon. So we'll have to get that hooked up to his truck and everything so he can get that out of the yard. It's sitting in front of the shop now. That's what the day holds, and then some other little projects around the yard, as I mentioned, for the rest of the day. Stay tuned. Well, it's about 10 or 10:30 in the morning, and we'll probably take that semi in for the repair later today because of that rain, since we don't want to work outside in that kind of rain. And the guy's supposed to be coming 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon as well. So a lot of that stuff will be this afternoon. Probably do some more odd job maintenance type things this morning and make sure we're ready for that guy when he comes. So I'm over here in the new tractor. We've got to take this over to the shop to use as the hydraulic system to raise that Heston disc up onto his pickup hitch. Hopefully no hoses break. we'll see, and I'll let you guys know. We're hooked up to the auger here from unloading the other day, so we're gonna have to unhook all this and then get it over to the shop for that loading process. Okay, so all the post-lunch things are ready to go for the most part. The Heston disc is ready to be hooked up and hauled away, and Ken is ready to go to the shop. Those things will both happen this afternoon since the weather is going to be a little more crummy then. Since it's pretty nice, we can have this shed door open. This is the second organization project that I was talking about before. We did the other shed, the cat shed, part shelves and all that, several videos back before the new year. This is what we have to deal with in this shed. A lot smaller project, but we got all these drag auger parts, so the actual auger pieces like that are in this corner over here, and then a few of these motors. Just need a little more organization there and get those motors off the floor. So we're gonna get started on that. I'm gonna time lapse it. Stay tuned for the Heston disc being hauled away, hopefully, and taking Ken to town. The Heston disc is going to be a little bit late, so after lunch we're headed in to take the Kenworth truck into the shop, get that radiator replaced. It's a nice day to do it before the bad weather comes. We got about 2 hours until the guy is going to show up for the disc. He might beat us there, but we called him and he's going to start hooking it up before we get there. So headed into town. Got Piper today. I actually got Everett back there today as well, if you can see him in the little mirror, giving mommy a break. So we're headed in. It's about an hour each way, maybe a little bit less. Not much newsworthy about this except for just a little bit of driving, and I'll catch you guys at home when the disc goes bye-bye. Alright, well the truck is in the shop, it's in town, and we knew we'd be a little bit later than the guy coming in the yard to get the Heston disc, but we pulled into the yard with the car that I went and picked him up in after we dropped the truck off in town, and the disc was gone. He's already here, he's already picked it up, and the Heston disc is no longer at Stolz Farm. He got it hooked up himself, got it hauled out himself, and nothing terrible happened, I guess. That kind of crosses something off our list today to get that hooked up for him because he did it himself. Great job, farmer, whoever you are. Probably keep on working on that organization in the corner. Got everything pulled out, as you saw in the time lapse, and now we're just working on getting some stuff organized. The drag auger pieces hung, extension cords wrapped up, and that corner cleaned. So we're gonna keep working on that. Time lapse that once again. Stay tuned for the end of the video. All right, it is the next day, Friday today. We spent a lot of our time on Wednesday with hauling the Kenworth truck into the shop. And then since the disc was gone and we got back from that, a lot of our effort was put into organizing that corner of the shed with all the drag auger parts that needed to be organized and cleaned up. You saw some time lapses of that, but it was getting pretty dark by the time we were done with that. The sun was definitely down, so I decided to stop filming and just pick up the camera the next day. So I'm gonna drive over there right now. I'm actually just pulling up right now, and I'm gonna show you guys what we accomplished and what we still have to do. I don't know if you guys will get a good before. Whoa, that's slippery, hazardous. It is windy out, so we might not film too much today because of that. You'll just hear the whole time. This is what we accomplished. Made this little shelf for the drag auger motors, buckets underneath, which are for grain samples and things like that. We have the grain vacuum tubes and hoses up here on this little shelf, and we have to make a bracket for this one right there. Hooks for the shovels and brooms so they're not falling all over the place. Nails for the extension cords. Shelf for the battery charger and other little buckets and stuff like that. Then the big thing was organizing all these auger parts that are always rolling all over the place. We put bolts through the side of the building, really long ones that fit the little hooks and the drag augers, and all these are hanging up now. Looks pretty neat, I would say. Nice and organized. And hopefully, this helps keep that corner clean, and the indirect effect of that will be easier time backing stuff in and out of the sheds. It is slippery today, and it's cold, and it's windy. I might not film much more, but I wanted to check in and show you that project. Today we're gonna be doing some of the other stuff that we didn't get done on Wednesday, like the tractor radios, welding some things, pretty much staying inside the shop.
Say goodbye, Carolina Rose. Well, I remember in my hometown, I met a pretty girl there. Well, I remember in my hometown when I met a pretty girl there, and her lily white dress